Hello, welcome to Real Frank Movie Reviews. Thanks for checking it out. This episode, we're going to review the new movie, Nope. Now, we will be talking about spoilers, so if you want to see it first, come back and watch this episode. My special guest reviewer and I are going to try and break this like crazy coded movie with our decoder rings to try and figure out what messages are trying to be conveyed in this thing. This thing is wild and crazy, and I can't wait to get into it with my special guest reviewer. All that coming up next.
Real Frank.
All right, welcome back to the show, and his first non-Marvel movie, we welcome back NYLES.
Happy to be back, Frank. What's going on, man?
NYLES, I'm so excited to talk to you about this movie and get your thoughts on this piece. It's very...
Me too, man. Our first non-Marvel movie. Yes, we get to expand a little bit.
We get to expand, and I think this makes you like the most represented guest on this show, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, man, it makes me feel special, man.
You are special. You're great. So why don't you tell the audience, if you can, what this movie was about, or a synopsis?
For sure, man. Yeah, Nope was basically about a farm family. They were like, I guess, was it horse? What would you call those, Frank? Like they're what they did specifically?
Kind of like they were like horse trainers for cinema. They trained horses or animals for cinema, for movies. When you say that?
Oh yeah, something like that. They basically they were farm people. They worked with horses. The company's not doing all so well, so they're looking for different options. It's like you said in the film industry to use their horses, and during their financial troubles, they start seeing sightings of a UFO in the air, and they see that that's an opportunity for them to snap a picture of a real life UFO, come up some money, basically save their farm, their horses, and it gets pretty wild after that because they're in for something they're not prepared for, not truly.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. So
yeah,
what'd you think? I mean, there was a little bit of hype about this movie, and plus Jordan's made some great movies. I mean, I'm a big fan of his stuff. It makes you think stuff. It's a different, unique vision. That's what I like, the kind of movies I enjoy. But this one was very unique. So what was your opinion of it? Did you like this one?
I liked it. Not to say I didn't like it, but you know what I like to say, like, your new content has to be better than your last content. And with Jordan Peele, I mean, at least just in my opinion, I like the movies he drops, but since Get Out, he's kind of been on a decline in my opinion, man, So, but, just as for this, Nope is just, standalone. I enjoy my time watching the film.
Yeah, I agree. That first movie, what was it called? Was it Closeout, or was it Closeout?
Get Out.
Get Out. That's right, Get Out. That was a great movie. That was so entertaining.
Mind blowing.
Right? And then it's kind of like he peaked, and then it's getting kind of weird now.
It's sad. I mean, it's sad to see, but because you have so much high expectations. What he's capable of with Get Out, and then he's not living up to that standard. At least in my opinion.
I agree 100%. I mean, it's almost like that guy that I can never say his name. Newman Shanga Wanga Wanga. He made.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He made a bunch of good movies like Unbreakable with Bruce Willis, where he couldn't die. He was like a superhero. And then that kid that saw dead people, and then he kind of peaked, and then he started shooting out these garbage films. Like he was almost too brilliant for his own mind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to see, but I mean, it's not like he's just dropping straight poop. You know what I'm saying? The movies are good enough, worth the watch for sure. But like I said, man, I expect better from you than your last. So I have high expectations, especially when it comes to movies.
Yeah. So What would you describe that thing? Was it a monster? Was it a UFO? I mean, it like it was feeding people. How would you describe that?
It was a UFO, at the basis. I was just having this discussion with my friends. We went to go see it together because, a UFO, the acronym is unidentified flying object. So it was a UFO, but it wasn't your general sense of a UFO. It wasn't a spaceship. You know what I'm saying? It was an organism. It was an actual alien that was flying through the air.
Yeah, it was. That was the interesting thing, because usually sci-fi movies or something, it's always like a spaceship and then the aliens are on the spaceship, and this was the alien itself.
So that was a nice little twist. I did enjoy that. That was something I wasn't expecting. I did like how they switched it up.
The UFO or the creature monster, this movie, I have so many problems with it. It looked like in his first phase, before at the end he makes another appearance. I don't know, it looked like a fucking kite kind of sheet or something blowing in the wind
before it made that little metamorphosis or whatever.
Yeah, but before that, to me it looked like a cowboy hat just spinning in the air. That's what it kept looking like. It was just empty cowboy hat with a hole there where the head would go.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I see where you're coming from. I wonder if they, did that on purpose, because, just the whole setting of where they were at, it was kind of like in not the old West, but, in countryside.
And that's the thing with Jordan. He's almost like too smart for the room, You feel he's trying to convey some sort of message here, but trying to figure it out is like what's he trying to say? What about that whole sitcom thing with the monkey killing the cast?
That was Ricky? Another thing, man. We were trying to figure that out. It was cool, I guess, but we were trying to figure out what relevance that side story has to the main, movie.
Yeah.
We couldn't really put it together.
It didn't make any sense to me. I mean, it was cool how he did that and filmed that. It was pretty sweet. It starts off with that monkey, with all bloody hands, and he's rolling around, and then they come back to it, and he's getting ready to touch I think his name was Ricky's hand, little Ricky's hand, and then they blow it. They shoot it and blow his brains out right there. But I'm almost wondering that Ricky guy, he was kind of off. He was almost bragging about the whole incident when he's telling the story to OJ's sister. When he going through the pictures, almost bragging about it. He's got the shoe of one of the cast members that was laying there, in a case.
Yeah.
And then he's got the horse, hoping he's aware of that monster, and he's got fans there at his little circus ranch type of thing, and he's got people there trying to allow them to see the monster get it. It's almost like he's numb to horrific things now, or he doesn't have any feeling to it. Well, I mean, that's the only way I can interpret why he was showing that stuff. He's a different person or numb or something like that. I don't know, though.
And I kind of saw that, too. You saw how before the show, he was kind of just staring in the ambiance, kind of just in his own world. And I was he just kind of, I think he was looking back on that moment, you know what I'm saying? And then right after he's thinking about that moment, everybody in his crowd gets eaten. At first I kind of thought, is he feeding these people to the aliens?
Yeah, right. I don't know.
So, it was kind of hard to tell, because I think, didn't he end up getting ate too? Abducted into the UFO?
Yeah, we never saw him again after that thing, and I think he's one of the people that got eaten. We didn't see any of those people except some of their, keys and hats and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
But that's the only thing I could figure out with that part. Remember too how he really wanted them to go to the show, OJ and his sister. He sent him the flyer, and he thumbs up, I want you to see this thing.
Yeah, that's something I didn't think about. Yeah, he did want them to come extra bad.
Right. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I mean, this is such a deep movie. You feel there's stuff there, but you almost feel like I got to watch this thing, analyze it with a crew of people to try to crack this code in Jordan's movie here.
I think you said it right, man. Remember the guy with the blonde highlights in his hair. He was talking about everybody, talking cryptic, talking in code. I feel like that's Jordan Peele right there. He's trying to deliver these cryptic messages, and it's almost kind of hard because you want to sit down and enjoy the movie, but at the same time you're trying to unlayer, the messages in the movie at the same time. So yeah.
Another thing that was strange too, and I guarantee it's part of his message that he's trying to convey in some way, is they're not really afraid. Like, they're more concerned about trying to become famous and getting a video footage of this monster or a picture of this monster. They're not like afraid of the monster. I mean, obviously they don't really want to get eaten, but they're more concerned about trying to get that it moment, that video or photo moment to become famous.
Yeah, I kind of understood it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they were trying to get the picture. Because they said they would give them, like, they would find someone to give them some money for it. I think she said like 100,000 or some hundreds of thousands for the picture, like an actual picture of UFO sighting. And it was just wasn't working in my opinion. Yeah, because I would have been left as soon as I saw the first few horse inductions. So I was like, I'm going out of there. But it didn't make sense though, because remember when the guy, the Asian guy, what was his name again?
Which one?
The Asian kid. That
Ricky.
That was on the show.
Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky. He offered to buy the ranch off of him.
Right.
I'm just thinking in my head, why wouldn't you? As soon as you see the UFO sightings, you know what's happening. Why not just offer up the land and sell it to him? Maybe that's why he wanted him to come to the show, so he'd get that ranch land maybe for cheap, or whatever. That ranch land would become available as soon as the aliens get done with them.
That's an interesting concept there. That could possibly be why he was so adamant. He did the thumbs up, hoping they would show up. Maybe that was his point. Hey, look, there's the monster. He's going to eat one of your horses that I bought from you. Maybe you should sell me everything. Get the hell out of here. Maybe.
Right, yeah, no, that does kind of make sense. It goes together.
What do you think about that Fry guy, the guy that worked at Fry's Electronics?
Oh yeah, no, he was funny, man. He was good for the role that he was assigned. I think he did a good job. He served that comedic purpose. I think he played a good role.
Now, do you think there's any meaning with the cinematographer guy, the cameraman that they really wanted, and he came up with the idea of a non-powered camera to film it? Do you think there's any meaning with that character in this movie? Like,
when you say meaning, like you just talk about like how Jordan, like hidden meaning.
Yeah,
not kind of too obvious.
Like he represented something in the society world or something that he's trying, some sort of message he's trying to convey. Like people do anything at all costs to become famous or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing stones here.
No, and I understand what you're saying, because I mean that is something Jordan Peele would probably do. But as far as what I got from the film, I really didn't get that. I kind of just like another character, trying to serve his purpose, help the plot go along. They know he's the guy that catches those things off camera, or the hard things to catch on camera. So to say he's the man for the plan.
Yeah, I didn't think that way until they introduced that TMZ guy on the motorcycle with that crazy helmet. That was a pretty wild helmet that a guy had on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I like that, how they did them. And then it was real funny when they because I'm thinking, like, before it even happened, they talking how when the alien is around, the UFO is around, all the electronics kind of shut down around them. I'm like, this guy's riding a motorcycle, like I know like it's gonna shut down, and what do you know happens? He flips off that boy, snaps his limb.
And then all he's concerned about is the footage that he had. Remember, he said, get my camera, it has the footage. That,
I think, was part of like some hidden layer, some hidden meaning behind it, just showing like how society is just kind of just worried about the wrong thing, you know what I'm saying? Worried about whatever's going to get them clout, or more I guess fame, as you would say, over their own safety or their lives.
That would make sense, right? I mean, if that's what his vision was. Maybe making mockery of social media, of trying to get that excellent picture of yourself. I just came back from vacation. It's funny because watching this and thinking that along the way of watching this movie, we were on a beach, and you couldn't walk 5 feet with people like trying to get that perfect photo of the sunset, and
that perfect angle.
Yeah, and they're taking like so many pictures, like sucking their guts in, and then and I'm hoping a wave just takes them down, But maybe that's what he's trying to convey. I don't know. I mean, I wish he would tell us, like, eventually, like, what I know, these directors want you to get your own type of interpretation of their work, but kind of get their message. But I would love to hear his breakdown of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's done stuff like that. I remember for Get Out, he did something like that, like kind of like just answering, questions that the fans had. I think he did one for Us too, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did another one because, I mean, he has to almost because I can't imagine too many people understood that monkey business part.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think is it desensitized Ricky, and maybe that's what we're trying to say. We see so much stuff and we get desensitized by everything, and then stuff doesn't affect us as much. I don't know. So
yeah, maybe he lost a sense of what's the word I'm looking for? Like his sense of morality.
Or, humanity or something.
Empathy.
Empathy. There. Maybe that's what he's trying to do, man. But that monkey part was crazy, though, man.
Wasn't it? Oh my gosh, I felt so bad because the lady was still alive on the ground.
Oh my god.
Pow! Oh my gosh.
The way he filmed that was awesome. As violent of a scene that was, like, he didn't show her head being smashed in. You just knew it from her legs twitching and the sound.
You had the squishing and whatnot. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so violent.
And then the father on the cast tries to sneak around. He's going out the door, and then all of a sudden,
and then the monkey's smart enough to cut him off.
And takes him down.
No escape.
Oh my god, that was crazy. That was one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen.
I thought the monkey was gonna get ripped at first, like, cause when he was kind of reaching out for the fish, but I thought he was going to snatch his arm real quick or something, but he ended up getting his head blown off.
Yeah, I wonder what would have happened if he touched hands, like they would have been friends, or he would have just grabbed his hand and then snapped Ricky's neck or something.
That's what I thought. I thought something negative was supposed to happen, but no, that was an interesting twist.
Interesting twist. So are you gonna watch this again? You think you'll watch it again?
I do want to watch it again because, like we said, Jordan Peele does, put those hidden layers behind the movie. So I'm going to watch it again whenever I get the chance. So probably definitely not in the theater. I'm not going to buy the movie ticket again. But when it comes out, in streaming or whatever, I do want to kind of unpack it a little bit more.
All right, so let's go ahead and rate this thing. Overall, how do you score this one? I'm very, very interested on what you score this movie. Very.
I think I'm going to give this a 6.1.
Whoa, a 6.1. Wow. That surprised me.
6.1, man.
Wow.
And on the way back, I gave it a 6.8, but just thinking back on it, the whole monkey business part and everything. But I'll tell you one thing that kind of like saved the movie for me. The cinematography on here was great. I love the scenery that they were doing. Like the night scenes looked crazy. Like, and at first when you didn't like really understand like the whole process of what was going on, like it was a lot of mystery. Like I just love the scenery that they did, man, with this movie.
It did look good. I wonder where they filmed that because, it was kind of deserty but mountainy, maybe California or somehow like horse ranching in California or something. But it was stunning. There was some great scenes for sure that he got.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty good. Wow, 6.1. Wow.
But let's hear your rating though, man. Let's hear. I'm curious what you thought.
All right. Overall, I give this one a 2.7.
No mercy. I love it.
I don't want to think so much in a movie. I want to enjoy the movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
very understandable.
And I felt at the theater I was at. I felt everyone kind of felt the same way. Like, what's going on? Like trying to crack it because the movie starts out with the monkey. And, all the blood on his hands, you're like, oh, what's going on? And then it completely takes a turn to the ranch. And then his dad getting killed by falling objects. We don't know what that is. So it's like, boom, it's like two huge curves. And then we're going in a completely different direction. It was just, I don't know, man. It was hard to follow. Like, I'm sure it's going to come out like why the monster looked the way it looked, but I hated those monsters. It looked like
the UFO. I didn't like. It was just cool because they ended up making the UFO an alien. I wasn't expecting that, but like you said, like this, I think the design choices that they ended up with were kind of weird, man. Like, you know, just personally, like when it started opening up into that big kite thing, like I was like, okay. I mean, but that was kind of cool because, you know, we don't know what, you know, if there are aliens out there, we don't know what they're going to look like. Our general assumption is the big heads with, you know, the big eyes, the little bodies, but they can look like anything. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I thought that was, you know, I thought that was kind of, it was okay. Yeah.
But yeah, like to me, it looked like a cowboy hat initially, and then it turned into a sheet, and there was this floating around that ate one of those balloon people and killed itself from a balloon person.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, yeah, the story was cool. Yeah, it's just like I said, man. I feel like his movies are on the decline, man. He's got to step it up for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, and no one can doubt his talent, right? It's like I said, it's almost like he's too smart for himself. Like he needs to dumb it down for us or something. I don't know. I mean, I love the title of the movie, Nope. I mean, that's a great title. And when OJ used it when he was in the truck and he's getting ready to open the door, he goes, "Nope."
He said, "I'm good. I'll sleep in the car tonight."
I wonder how he feels. That actor, what is it, Daniel? I can't say his last name. Kaluuya?
Yeah, something like Kaluuya.
I read where he turned down making the sequel to Black Panther to make this movie. That's what I read.
Yeah. I don't know. You read correctly. I read the same thing. I feel he's made a bad decision.
I agree, man. I think he should have stuck where the money is.
Yeah, definitely. Because that definitely would have served a little bit better. But I mean, they work good together. You know what I'm saying, those two. So it was all right, I guess. But I think I definitely would have probably preferred to see him in Black Panther 2.
For sure. I mean, he had a pretty prominent role in the first one, so I'd like to see how his role would have changed in the new one, being that Black Panther's not there anymore.
Yeah, interesting about that, man. You know, so we'll have to see where that story goes. I'm curious because those are two, you know, big characters in that movie that aren't going to be there
right
this winter.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be as good. That's going to be tough, but we'll see. All right, so Niles gives it a 6.1. And I give it a 2.7. That's our review for Nope. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.